Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Seventh Rule Roundtable. We've got so many fun characters today. We have Goldu Scott, Scott Jensen. We have Rose Kirby out in the UK, Dr. Susan V. Gruner. We have Carrie Schwent, Faith Howell with the awesome Strange New Worlds background. We've got Lance Lytle, Sirach Lofton here, always, we should have said that. The Roundtable with Sirach Lofton.
What's up?
Chuck A is also here. Erica Strom from the UK as well. John Mann and Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is hanging out in Manhattan with an orange tree. We have Tierney C. Diekman and Bill Erickson with a cool Garrick shirt. So here's the big question of the day. What new Star Trek show or season are you most looking forward to seeing? Are we talking Lower Decks Season 3, Strange New Worlds Season 2, Picard Season 3, Discovery Season 5, the second half of Prodigy Season 1, the next 10 episodes that are coming out probably at the end of this year, or a wild card? Are you just really excited to rewatch a certain series you've already seen, whether it's a series of movies, whether it's Next Generation or Voyager? What are you most looking forward to coming soon? Upcoming, Dr. Susan V. Gruner.
It's only one of the above. Well, I'll watch them all, but Strange New Worlds, hands down. Absolutely love it.
What do you love about it?
Everything. What's not to like? I love the lighting. I'm thinking of the things you don't normally think about. The lighting, the costumes are always so awesome. I love the characters. I think one of the reasons why I like that better than the others is because it's somewhat familiar. And maybe that's why it's so popular. But even though I'm not crazy about all of them, I still watch them all. And all the new Star Wars and other stuff.
Marvel?
No.
That's okay.
Actually, you know what I'm watching that's really interesting is I like the historical stuff when I have time to watch TV. Well, one called Becoming Elizabeth, about Queen Elizabeth I. There's one about the Spanish Queen, Henry VIII.
Oh yeah, I need to see those.
Oh my God, the clothes are to die for. They're so well done. I'm watching the TV and I'm Googling stuff to see, is this real? I have like 100 books about Henry VIII and 100 books about Anne Boleyn and all that stuff. I'm really into that.
I'm right there with you. I'm completely obsessed with the Tudors.
Henry VIII was a total asshole. Let's just get that straight. He may have been a good king, but...
What about you, Goldu Scott Jensen? What are you looking forward to most in the Star Trek world?
Oh, well, definitely. Obviously, Lower Decks that's coming up, for sure. Tons of stuff. I would probably say Lower Decks, and I want to focus on that right now because I can't think about how long it's going to be for more Strange New Worlds, so it's way too far away. Or if I have enough time to do like 3 or 4 more rewatches before that hits, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you loving Lower Decks like crazy, or which one's your favorite, Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds?
Probably Strange New Worlds. Probably so. But recently, having the Seventh Rule episodes for season 2 hitting the audio show of Lower Decks, I've been re-listening to you guys talking about them again. So it's gotten me, back into just watching specific episodes and stuff like that and popping in. It's been pretty fun.
Same. Oh, and where can you find those on iTunes?
Everywhere, all over the place. The Seventh Rule
is it a separate? Okay.
Good question, Anne-Marie.
What's the name on it, Brian?
The Seventh Rule 2, wherever you find podcasts. That's all the new Star Trek series that we review: Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Picard, and Section 31 beginning in December. So, just kidding. We have no idea. I don't.
I have a
was
feeling
like, "Are you
we'll not
serious?"
know. Yeah, I think it'll just come on when it comes on. They won't tell anybody anything. They gotta stay on brand.
So, all right, Sirach, we bought you enough time. What do you think? What are you most looking forward to of the new series? What's next? What next season do you really want to see?
I'm going to agree with Sue on. I'm going to say that Strange New Worlds starting off good, and I want to see if it continues to go good. So that's the one I like, looking forward to the most.
All right.
I think Pike's pretty damn good. I love him as a captain. Those sets are great. The characters are pretty fleshed out. So I like that show.
Does it? I think Sue was saying it feels familiar. Does it feel familiar to you?
Feels familiar. I like the adventures that they go on because they kind of remind me of those old school adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really when I'm watching it, I kind of enjoy kind of going on a ride and, getting taken to a different place. That's what I really like about science fiction in general. It allows my imagination to kind of wander while they're also telling, stories that may be meaningful and impactful. So that's the blend I like. I'm also looking forward to seeing, I guess this is the final season of Picard. So because of that, and they're going to have a lot of the old cast on there. I'm looking forward to seeing Geordi and these other characters come, reprise their roles in this last season or this next and final season of Picard. So I guess that's another one I would say, only because I'm anticipating seeing some of the old people that we grew up watching.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah. So
the old people.
They're not that old.
Well, old school.
Yeah, the old heads.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited about that.
Good stuff. Uh-oh. Lance, are you giving us a hint with your background as to everybody that's just listening in? Right now, Lance has a really cool background that is like half Deep Space Nine space station and half Lower Decks.
Yeah, that took me way too long to get that up on the screen, but I was prepared for the question already.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, definitely Lower Decks. I play a little game called Star Trek Timelines, and it's been Lower Decks month, and so they're just giving all the new characters, and every single one of them I'm just trying to get, and it's definitely been exciting. It's one of the few shows I've probably watched it like 3 times for the first 2 seasons in the last year. It's enjoyable because every single time it's just one of those shows that you can go to bed, and even if you had a rough day, you can just like pop it on the screen and get a few laughs. So definitely that. All the other shows, it just seems like, okay, I watch it, and maybe I'll watch it again, but for the most part, it's kind of just doesn't have the same kind of replay value to me. So, what episode has the most rewatchability? Is it Magado Gamato? Well, that's definitely become the most meme worthy of all the episodes. So try to throw that one out there quite a bit. I like that one where they were on the space station, and Boimler and Mariner have the little scooter, and they're driving through it and just causing wreckage. And I think they drive by a corpse or whatever. I just love it. Yeah, it's all fun. Yeah.
Right.
Everybody just listening in, Lance has a really cool is that a visor? Like with a Klingon insignia? Yes. How the heck did you get a blend of tennis and Klingon? It's called not being able to find what you want. So you buy a patch and you find a random hat and iron it on and call it a day. That's why it looks great.
That's how you should.
So
Sounds like a Stephanie K life hack.
Look for Lance's online store coming out soon. It's going to be a good
totally
one.
Unauthorized merchandise, half price.
That's true. Faith, are you giving us a hint as well? Your background says Strange New Worlds.
Just a little bit. Strange New Worlds is definitely where my heart is, and I cannot wait for season 3 or season 2. Wait, what season are we on? I was reading about season 2.
It's going to be 2, yeah.
I am excited about getting more from Ortegas, and especially I feel like we know her, but we don't know her yet. We don't know anything about her, so I'm excited about that. I am excited about, all of it. But I know this is not your question, but I'm really excited about the last 8 episodes of DS9. So as much as I don't want that to be over, that's probably what I'm most excited about in the near future. So.
Yeah. Are you excited about us reviewing it, Deep Space Nine, or are you sad that it's going to be over soon?
Both. Terribly sad that, what are we going to do? Who am I going to sit with, 5 nights a week after this is done? But I am excited to talk about it and hear everybody's thoughts. And, especially for, you guys are great at getting, everybody from the cast and crew in to talk about their memories. And so I'm really excited to see who's coming and what they're going to have to share with us. So.
Well, there are 2 secrets to that. Number 1 is that the Deep Space Nine cast and crew are just like the nicest, most supportive people ever. It's truly humbling how amazing they are. They're so supportive of us. And the other secret is Sirach. Everybody wants to get a chance to talk with Sirach. They're like, is Sirach going to be there? Then I'll be there. That's that. They just want to catch up with their buddy Sirach. That's what it boils down to.
No, it's been a blessing. I think everybody was just kind of. It's funny because it feels like when we do the interviews and stuff, I feel like Jake Sisko, the journalist, all over again. So it's.
I hope Paramount Plus is watching.
It's a little bit of life imitating the
audition tapes right here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. But yeah, that's what it feels like. So living the dream. I love getting to meet and re-talk to all these people about their experience because it's it's a combination of all of our experiences. I spent a couple of weeks ago. I was in Alabama. And I was with the first AD named Adele. I think Simmons is her last name. She was the first AD on The Next Generation. And then she worked on Voyager afterwards. And just to hear her experience about, 11 or 12 seasons that she worked on Star Trek or, and how it changed her life. And she was one of the very few handful of Black women that were assistant directors at that time.
Yeah.
She said, I forgot the number, but it was very few of them registered in the Directors Guild. So she talked about her experience in Montgomery and how, what it meant for her to be a Black woman involved with Star Trek and the experiences that she had and how it changed her life and how she's, able to have retired because of the work she put in. But just like it's beautiful to hear everybody's story because it's touched us all in different ways and everybody has a way to relate to it. And I like to hear those stories and see how it impacted each person because there's so many different ways it impacts people.
Absolutely. And look at all of this community and who all is, even just in this room right now.
Yeah. That's like, I'm just amazed. And the collection of minds that I've met are just they're inspirational. Everybody's so observant and perceptive in their own ways. And I think that's one thing that I give credit to Star Trek for is because they don't dumb down for their audience. They give you the real, this is the science behind it. I know you don't understand the science, but we're going to give you the real science. And we're going to give you we're not going to dumb it down so it's just like completely far-fetched and unbelievable. They really want to give you like an intelligent, scientific approach to to approaching problem solving and to thinking and rational thinking. So I love that about the show. I love the fact that you're not talking down to me. I hate when people belittle you, or they assume that you're stupid, or that you won't be able to comprehend things. It's like, oh, you wouldn't understand because you're not a physicist. I'm like, well, just because I'm not a physicist doesn't mean I can't understand concepts. You can explain it to me. Now, I can't write down a math equation for you with all the variables, but that doesn't mean my mind can't grasp different things. And I think that's one thing that all of us have in common, is the ability to sit back and grasp concepts, visualize them, and they talk to us in a really intelligent way. So that's one thing I give Star Trek credit for. A lot of other shows out there, they talk down to their audience as if they're children, and I don't think that's fair, because the public is smart, and maybe we're not all rocket scientists, we're not all working at JPL, but we can figure out the general concepts, and we can understand ideas. And I think that's one thing that I'm really impressed about the fan base of Star Trek. Everybody has a very competent ability to process these ideas, to comprehend, high level of comprehension. And, I'm impressed by everybody. I mean, it's just, they do it in their own way. It doesn't matter if you're in New York, Montana, Ohio, Alabama. It doesn't matter, because we are intelligent people trying to, perceive the world and gain a better understanding.
Absolutely.
From Bozeman, Montana to Montgomery, Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, good stuff. Star Trek makes us smart. They trust us to figure it out. Either we know what they're talking about, or we figure it out. We just start Googling and we put it together.
It definitely front loaded some vocabulary for me as a kid going through, science classes. When we got there in middle and high school, I was like, aha, now I know what they were talking about.
Oh, that'll be a fun question next time. We can ask, what did you learn from Star Trek? Like, what word did you hear for the first time on a Star Trek series? That could be a fun one of these days. What about you, Carrie? We're in the middle of a little Star Trek hiatus, right? Strange New Worlds ended a few weeks ago. Lower Decks is starting in a couple weeks. You got a chance to take a breath, look around. What are you most looking forward to?
Lower Decks, for sure. I don't generally tend to like a lot of animated shows, and Lower Decks, I'm like, you know what, let's give it a shot. It could be cool. It's Star Trek. You got to at least try it. Within the first 60 seconds, my husband are both like, the show is amazing. We love every single episode. Makes us laugh so hard we have tears. And the constant Easter eggs and the name dropping right and left. The writing is absolutely fantastic. And I'm pumped that there's something new that's coming sooner than the rest of it. The Picard stuff is going to be awesome. Stranger Worlds is going to be awesome. Prodigy is going to be great. The whole Chakotay I'm coming line.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to explain that.
Wow, Faith's eyebrows went really high when you said that. She's all in on that one too.
I'm not one of the Janeway Chakotay shippers. I didn't think they really had that kind of romantic chemistry, but that line was just like, wait a minute, what? I want to know more.
They could have. They were done wrong.
They could have. Yeah. I would have at least given it a shot to see how their chemistry could have been. But maybe they'll address it in the second half of Prodigy when she goes searching for Chakotay. But yeah, Lower Decks is always hysterical. Doesn't disappoint every single episode. And in between shows, I'm constantly rewatching something, or depending on what podcast I'm listening to, I rotate through several somethings. So I'm always rewatching something.
Mm-hmm. Lower Decks is getting a lot of love. Maybe it's because that's the one we haven't seen in the longest amount of time, so we're just all jonesing for it. What about you, Anne-Marie? Speaking of jonesing for things, what are you most looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Lower Decks season 3, Discovery season 5, Picard season 3, where like everybody's coming back together, Prodigy the other half of the first season, Strange New World season 2, rewatching Enterprise? What do you got?
All of them. And what also makes me really happy is hearing like Sirach talk about it. And it's crazy how now Sirach's all up on the Star Trek news. And it's just so much fun to hear. But yeah, obviously Picard season 3 is just like a little bit above the rest. Although I also don't want it to happen because then I don't want the game to end. Yeah. I can't wait to see Picard and Beverly together. Love them so much.
Beverly.
Beverly.
Yes. So yeah, but also all of them. I love them all.
He's waiting for Vegas.
Yeah, Picard's going to party in Vegas.
And then
Who's going to show him a good time?
There's a panel in Vegas that I just have to highlight because it's like buried on the special events page. But it's Andy Richardson Kindred, and she was actually the African-American female assistant to Gene Kuhn, who was like Star Trek original series writer and showrunner. And she doesn't come to conventions very often. And also like Gene Kuhn passed away in his 30s. So there's no way to ever really heard from him that much longer than Star Trek. So it's just an epic guest. So make sure if you're at Vegas, you go check out her panel. It's going to be, iconic.
Wow, good knowledge.
Good job. I can't even wait.
I didn't know about that. I think Ryan you may have mentioned
Sirach are doing a panel too.
Yeah, but I feel like we're going to have them for more decades if we're lucky.
Knock on wood.
It's going to be a really amazing experience getting to hear from her.
Right. Is this like a first time?
No, I think she's done some other. I've heard the reason I've obviously heard about her more is because of Mark A. Altman's book, like The Oral History of Star Trek. And then also Larry sometimes talks about her because it's so rare to have anybody who worked with Gene Kuhn, really, except for like DC Fontana before we lost her. But it's going to be really fabulous panel. And I think it deserves a main stage, but my guess is it'll be like in one of the other auditoriums.
Wow.
But Brock reminded me to mention it because when he was talking about Adele, who's also super cool, like it's going to be a really special moment.
Mm-hmm. All right. And you know, there's got to be some jokes. Like if somebody goes to ask a question and they're like, if she's on the stage, they're gonna be like, "Hello from the other side," and she's gonna be like, "Heard that one before, dummy." That's an Adele song, by the way, guys. Sorry, Bill. John Mann, what have you got for us today? What are you looking forward to most?
I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds. I know there's going to be quite a wait, but I like the work by Mike McMahon. He does really good work. So I look forward to Lower Decks too. My dad is in his 70s and he loves the show too. We both love it and we watch it together.
Really?
Yep.
Is he an original series fan?
He's a sci-fi fan, not too much into Star Trek. He sees me watching it, so he watches it with me sometimes, and nice. He got into season 1 of Lower Decks, and he thought it was really funny, and it is. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John, when you're watching the Lower Decks, are you picking up on all the Easter eggs? Because I'm watching it, I have no idea, like all the dimes they're dropping. But are you picking up on that stuff, or am I the only one that's missing out?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just jam-packed with references and allusions to previous shows and episodes. It's
you can't pick them up.
The writers, yeah, there's too many for me. But yeah, I pick up on a few here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to take pictures with your phone while you're watching it, and then blow up the pictures on your phone to see like all of the Easter eggs. It's so amazing.
I just pause it. Anytime they go into like a location where you just see detail, you're like, all right, pause. There's going to be a ton of stuff on the walls in the corner. There's going to be a sign, everything.
But this way you can like computer enhance and like blow up all the background and go through like with a fine tooth comb.
Very nice. Very nice. Erica Strom staying up late out in the UK with her Stargate pillow.
Hello.
What are you most looking forward to seeing? Since you guys finally in the UK got to see everything, you guys
Did we?
got it all late.
One that I really do want to see is Strange New World Season 1.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No.
Oh.
No. Because it was so delayed here. I think, you know, you're kind of thinking, should I get it on here or should I get it on there? We're going back to Sky soon. We stopped having Sky. And then we found out that it's going to be on Sky if you look at the films. We just went off Sky, went to BT. So now we're thinking of going back to Sky because of it having Paramount on. So I'm just waiting on that. So I am looking forward to seeing that. I'm really looking forward to Picard and Discovery's new seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Section 31 now that you said it's coming up.
Well, wait, supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly, allegedly. Lower Decks, I'm not a fan, I'm afraid. Sorry. I did try the first season. I didn't look forward to the second.
Did you ever see the animated series from the 70s?
I'm not an animated fan.
That's what it seems, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not. However, my grandkids love it. And it's actually got them into Star Trek. So, you know, another thing I'm hoping for is a new series of Stargate.
Stargate?
Yeah, as well.
Well, you got Babylon 5 being made, so that's kind of like Stargate, right?
I'm not a fan of that. I wasn't a fan. No, I found it quite lame.
Ooh-wee.
Wow. It was the dramatic pause, I think, that set us up there.
Yeah, I wasn't overjoyed with it. Whether it's because I didn't watch it until later on, once it had aged a bit, I don't know.
Well, you are going to love Strange New Worlds. You're in for a real treat. There's nothing animated in that entire series. You're going to love it.
Well, I've been avoiding your programs like the plague. So I don't.
We're used to hearing that, yeah.
Sorry, no, not all of them. Not all of them. The ones the way you're discussing it, so I don't get any spoilers.
Okay. Well, Strange New Worlds season 1 and 2 then.
No.
All right. What about you, Chuck A., who laughed way too hard when we said people were avoiding our show?
Well, I extremely looking forward to Lower Decks when it airs here shortly, and then I'm really want to see that Lower Decks Strange New Worlds crossover. Spoiler, I'm sorry.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
awesome.
want to see that, and then on the Lower Decks, I keep on looking for all the Easter eggs that you guys mentioned, and I still haven't seen a Seventh Rule Easter egg. Still looking for it. Rod, Lisa, and everybody. And Picard, the more I hear the little tidbits about it, you know, the little tidbits released by some of the actors and producer, makes me more excited to see that.
Yeah.
I was already excited to find out the cast was reuniting, but everything I hear makes me feel more excited about it, and I really think it's going to be, 95% better than first two seasons, which was entertaining but still also disappointing. So, but so, and then Strange New Worlds, when the second season airs, I really love the show. the best Star Trek show in ages, I think. Lower Decks and Prodigy are wonderful on the animated side. But I'm so excited to see all of it. Discovery, it's going to be a while for that probably.
Yeah.
So everything about all the shows makes me so happy that Star Trek has gone in this direction, and there's supposed to be 2 new shows. Curious to see what those are going to be about. Kate Mulgrew is whispering about she wants to return to live action, so I'm hoping maybe she's going to be in one show. We'll see. Really excited about the whole thing.
Maybe she'll be in the Jake Sisko Chronicles that we're pushing for.
Cool.
He's like, nah.
We'll allow that.
I have to add For All Mankind season 4 to my answer too. I know it just ended like this week, but
that was mine, Anne-Marie. What the hell?
It's amazing seeing the Deep Space Nine, like the Deep Space Nine writers on that show, just like going full on Deep Space Nine in a modern show is just amazing. I love it so much.
Third degree. Hi, Bob.
Good stuff.
Like Ronald D. Moore and Bradley Thompson and David Weddle and the Akudas are just so amazing. I can't even get over it.
Yep. Everybody just watching right now, Anne-Marie mentions For All Mankind in every recording, day. By the way. So know this is genuine. This is definitely the real
Apple
deal.
TV. It's amazing.
Yeah. Tierney
Anne-Marie is 1,000% right too. Don't forget, Anne-Marie is 1,000% right.
No.
Mankind.
What about you, Tierney, who's got the cute cat?
The cat who's trying to break into the dresser right now. Sorry for any meowing. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. We don't hear the kitty, but we hear you.
No, you'll probably hear the kitty. Also, I just thought of something. Sirach, if you wanted to start a blog, the Jake Sisko Chronicle, just start your own Star Trek news. You could do it in the character of Jake Sisko. I don't know. I mean, I would absolutely read that. Your take as Jake Sisko would actually be pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, definitely Lower Decks. I'm very, very excited for it. I need that levity in my life. Dear God, I need it. I need the humor. I need those Easter eggs. And I haven't watched it in a while because I've been waiting for this season. So I'm looking forward to that binge through upcoming to this. Plus, I mean, that trailer got DS9 in the background. I mean, it's more combining things I love, and not just that, but Jack Quaid. We finally worked our way through The Boys, and seeing him in that, and now I relate Billy Joel to Ultraviolence, which frankly just makes Billy Joel that much better to me. But I look forward to that mental correlation in my mind now coming up on rewatching Lower Decks with him as Boimler. But I'm looking forward to that very much so. And then anything else, seeing the old cast come back, Colonel Sanders Worf and everyone else in Picard, and it'll be nice. I'm hoping they treat them with dignity, our old characters. I don't like to consider Picard within the canon timeline. It's just its own thing. It's its own thing. But still entertaining. And then Strange New Worlds, yeah. Okay, well, we're doing well with that, and it really makes me want to revisit the original series and go through that again. And I like to see you guys do original series reviews and that kind of modern view too. We do that a lot on Seventh Rule reviews, or we look at an episode and go, "Yeah, we're viewing this through a modern lens," as opposed to the '90s, early thousands lens of when this was written. And looking at a show from the 60s, going back on that with us millennials. And some of us seeing these for the first time or rewatching them for the first time after seeing them with, our parents or grandparents or whomever, would be pretty cool to do. So lots of excitement, just new stuff, and excited to revisit old stuff again. It's been a while since I've done a rewatch because I've mostly been focusing on DS9 and reanalyzing stuff. So yeah, and getting to the end of season 7 now with DS9. I have mixed feelings and mixed drinks about it. Don't drink, kids. But it's going to be tough. But it's going to be hard restarting it too. For that continual watch through of DS9 has been hard. So it'll all have a new meaning once it restarts. But yeah, Lower Decks, top of the list. And that's all I got.
Mm-hmm. Lower Decks, but then everything else is 1A. It sounds like, or 2, just straight 2. All right, Bill Erickson, out in Montana. Oh, by the way, we wanted to ask you: are you near Bozeman, Montana?
No.
Is Bozeman, Montana a real place?
Oh yeah, it's the home of Montana State University, the Bobcats. Okay. Yeah, it's a real place. It's about what is it? It's about 6-hour drive away. 6-hour drive, yeah.
Oh, it looks like it's southwest Montana. Okay.
Spoiler alert, Bill. It's used in Star Trek.
Gosh, really? You mean the home of Zephyr and Cochrane?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Nice guess,
okay.
Bill.
You knew already. Never mind.
So what are you most looking forward to? Seems like a lot of people are really looking forward to Lower Decks. Is that your number one as well?
I'm always ready for whatever's coming next. That's what I'm looking forward to, is always what's next. All the other stuff is on the distant horizon. So I have the anticipation for all of those, but my real anticipation is for what's coming next. And then Lower Decks, hits all my buttons when I just do nothing but laugh when I'm watching that thing. I find it outrageously hilarious. I'm still looking forward to Prodigy coming up, the end of Prodigy. I want to see Picard season 3. Looking forward to Disco season 5, and then Strange New Worlds episode 2 or season 2, and of course For All Mankind season 4. So those are all primary for me. So yeah, right now Lower Decks is number 1, but everything else is 1A because I'm always anticipating all of it. And then randomly throughout the year I'll go on a binge for whatever series that I haven't seen in a while. So right now I've got
Three's Company.
Yeah. No. I got to do it. I got to do a TOS rewatch. That's my next one up. I've gone through everything else but that one, so I got to do that, and then go from there. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting. So I do what I do and roll with what I roll, because that's how I am. Sit back, smoke cigars, drink Dr. Pepper, and watch Star Trek. I watched all of it. I've seen every last episode of every show, and I'm not one of those people that I don't divide between new Trek and old Trek or whatever all that stuff is. I'm not one of those people. I'm a boomer. I watched I watched the original series when it first aired, and I was a little kid.
Wow.
And then I watched it when I was a preteen and then teenager when it was on. That stuff was on every afternoon after school. Me and my brothers, we raced home so we could challenge who could say what the episode was within the first minute or two. Oh yeah, this is the one with whatever, and all that kind of thing. It was a highlight of our lives. And eventually I became an engineer because of Star Trek and how it inspired me with science, technology, and all those things. So I've been a sci-fi geek since I was a kid, space geek since, Apollo. I was before that, but Apollo was the big one for me because my 8th birthday was Apollo 11 takeoff and landing on the moon and return to Earth. Wow. That was the huge thing. That was a formative part of my life. So all that
allegedly.
Whatever, man. You and your conspiracy crap. I got your number, Jake Sisko. I know your guy. So, everybody always says, oh, yeah, allegedly. Well, you know what? Anybody with a telescope could see him up there on the moon moving around. Anybody with a telescope could see him moving around up on the moon. Because, I'm sorry, the landing point is facing towards the Earth. And it was a full moon. It wasn't no, that didn't really happen. Were you even alive, bro? You know what a telescope is? You know what technology is? Oh, my goodness. You work out, bro.
I think we
so
can
there's
all agree.
that, right? So with that,
I think we can all agree that Wolf 359 was an inside job.
I think it was.
Yes,
love it. There's all the evidence is there. It's all there. But yeah, I love all these shows and what they bring to me. Strange New Worlds, out of all the new stuff that's come out, for me is the most reminiscent of TOS. It's got that feel, it's got the vibe. Even though it's brand new setting, even though the technology is a lot better than what they had for when they did that show. If that show was made today, there would be a lot less misogyny, but there'd also be more of these cool effects, right? And I love the storytelling aspect of it. I really do. I love episodic TV a lot. I love serialized even more because I love a long story arc.
Yeah.
Like Babylon 5 had a long story arc. And if you weren't in the beginning of it, you're going to miss out on the end. But at the same time, all these things come together to make great things for people to watch, to make you think. You think about the human condition because all these stories these are human stories put in a technological environment. And the technology is cool and all the science is cool and they make things to be different. At the same time, it's about people. It's about our relationships to one another and how important those things are.
Oh, God.
And, that's what I find really important about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's what makes or breaks us as human beings is our relationships to others. So
exactly. And I think that's why we watch Star Trek. A lot of it's like aliens and lasers and moral plays, but really I think it's just to see the relationships between the characters, whether they're enemies or frenemies or lovers, or whether it's like captain to first officer or whatever. Like it's just those relationships that really stick with us.
I think it comes down to basic emotion, love, courage, faith, hope. The basic things. So, you could put all the sci-fi stuff in there, but it all reduces to those simple things that we all experience and feel.
And I think Star Trek, like Shrock said, I do believe that.
I like trucks. Is that what you said?
What's that say? What did Carrie say? I like trucks. But the thing is, like Shrock said, the way the writers from Star Trek portray those things. They wrap it in a sci-fi package, but they bring those things to us in a very personal and a lot of times very, very consistently on point way as far as what's going on in our world and in the way we do things. So, yeah.
All right.
Remember nothing else. Hi, Bob.
Are you talking to which Bob?
Hi, Bob.
Okay, it's got to be for all
mankind thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Bob Newhart. Yeah.
And Bob Newhart. Yeah.
Oh, we
That's
love
all they
Bob
had
Newhart.
on Toontown for a year was Bob
cool.
Newhart.
That's why you have to watch For All Mankind. It's so good. It's the best crossover episode.
Okay, we will. All of us. Rose Kirby, who has actually said that she loves For All Mankind. She didn't like the most recent season.
I actually didn't.
You're right. She didn't like that. She said you guys are wrong about it.
But you just mentioned a character called Bob that was in for all mankind.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anne Marie and Bill are the culprits there.
Right. A character called Bob was in All Kinds of Everything, a review of all space things, and guess who played Bob? I did.
Okay.
Bill and Bob were spacemen. They were astronauts. And I'm still trying to find the script. So that's one for the books for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do a story on that, Rock. 2 weeks after that happened, guess where I was? I came to America. I was in LA. I was in LA, and I think 2 of the stars down there, I thought I saw William Shatner and
it's possible.
Very possible.
That's the cool thing about LA is if you think you're seeing somebody, there's actually a really good chance that it really is them at Target or at the Sizzler or whatever. It might be them.
Yeah, but imagine someone being pushed around in a pushchair. People looking at you like you're an alien.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny. It was really strange when I look at stuff. And I keep thinking, I cast my mind back to them. I've got no pictures of it, but I do actually wonder if someone could actually replicate it and that. But you know, some of you keep saying you don't want it to end.
Yeah.
What about the suggestion I put on Friday night, Saturday morning? Why don't you have 3 seasons of the Orville? Why don't you have a watch party of all 3
Well,
seasons?
we did actually do one review of season 1 of the Orville with Aaron Eisenberg. It was the 7th Rule, episode number 16. Sirach and myself and Aaron and Mr. Jared Cooper. I believe it was episode 16. I believe it was Jared Cooper's last episode. And we talked about the Orville, the totality of season 1. So check that out. Anne Marie's frowning like she doesn't remember this, but I'm telling you, this happened. I didn't imagine it. It was like it was late April of 2019 when we first were starting out. It was episode number 16. Check that out, everybody. But we do have to close this out in just a second. I think I might be giving away what I'm most looking forward to here. Lower Decks. Season 3. It might just be because it is the next one that we're waiting for. I feel like 3 months from now, we'll be like, I can't wait for Prodigy. And then after that, we'll be like, oh man, I can't wait for Picard. You know, I think that's just how it's going to go. But right now, I'm really looking forward to Lower Decks. And it seems like more people than anything else were mentioning Lower Decks. So that means it's going to be a very nice end of summer and early autumn for all of us. All right. I think, Sirach, any final thoughts on this before we close it out?
No, you know what? You guys were talking about Stargate, and I did have a chance to hang out with a guy named Peter Williams who was on Stargate.
Oh, he's excellent.
So he was out there.
Guess what? You never guess what I'm going to watch in a bit when you close. I'm watching
Stargate.
season 10. I'm watching season 10.
Okay.
And routers and that, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was the only thing. He's a real cool guy.
Yes.
And of course, I'd never seen him on Stargate, but I just know him as Peter. But he was fantastic. He's Jamaican and he's from Canada. But we had a blast in Montgomery. So
oh, cool.
Shout out to Peter Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant guy.
Yeah. Erica, you lit up when when Peter was mentioned.
Oh, I love the guy to bits.
Yeah, he's He's a blast. Really fun guy.
He's a god.
Actually, also got a chance to hang out with the Last Dragon, Timok, the main star of the movie The Last Dragon from the old school '80s days. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. Bruce Leroy was the character he played.
Bruce.
Oh yeah,
I do
Bruce
remember
Leroy.
that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
yep.
Yeah, and he fought Chuck Norrison.
Oh.
I remember The Last Unicorn, but not The Last Dragon.
Oh yeah, The Last Dragon. It was like a cult movie back in the day. It was a Berry Gordy movie.
Wasn't Apollonia in that?
Vanity was in that one.
Vanity, that's what it was. Yeah, Vanity. Yeah.
Beautiful. But yeah, great weekend.
Oh gosh.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for us, everybody. Thank you all very much. I was just doing a quick search on something, but that is for when we're done recording, because this is not for YouTube. So stay tuned for that, you guys, and everybody else at home.
After show coming up.
Sorry, you got to just let your minds take you where you want that to go. We'll see you all very soon. Thank you, Sue, Rose, Lance, Faith, Carrie, Chuck, Anne-Marie, Captain America, John Mann, Bill Erickson out in Montana, not near Bozeman, though. Erica Strom staying up late. Goldu Scott and Tierney C. Diekman. Sirach and I would like to thank you for your time and your support and your awesome thoughts and all the cool conversations you bring up. We will see you again real soon. And everybody at home, until next time, always remember the 7th rule. Oh, look, there's a kitty down there.